All right, I am joined now by a Vanderbilt baseball player that happens to be a good friend of ours and guy that I watched grow up right in front of our eyes. Tate Kolwyck, welcome back on to the Mitch Davis Show and the Hit It To Hoover podcast.
Well, thank you so much.
Man, let's just talk about it, man. How's everything going? Obviously, your career at Vanderbilt, you've done well. You've done very well at Vanderbilt. Talk about your career so far, and this season. Man, this season's been really good for you.
Yeah, I would basically sum up my career at Vanderbilt as, without one word, learning. Just the amount of knowledge that I've gained on the field and, more importantly, off the field. I think I'm a completely different human being right now than when I was when I came in a really good way. So the strides that I've taken off the field and on the field have been way bigger than I could have ever imagined. So that goes credit to the staff, everybody that's around me every day here at Vanderbilt. So I'm, like I told you before, grateful and thankful that I've been able to have this opportunity.
Tate, I've got to ask you, man, you've coming from Arlington. You came from a small town. You came from a program that is now on the rise. Won state championships, all of that. Talk about how that, affected you and how that prepared you to get to this next level.
Yeah, I think that goes credit to the coaching staff at Arlington. Just kind of, they were there to let you learn from them, but learn from the way you played too. So you got to kind of figure out what type of player you were. They weren't in your face all the time. They just let you go out there and play. And when you needed that help, they helped you. And I think that was the biggest key that I kind of took away, just learning myself as a player, going through each game, each day, and really just learning the work ethic in high school is what helped me the most here.
Tate, you've been through a lot of different challenges at Vanderbilt. Obviously, you went through some injuries, you went through some hard losses. What are some of those takeaways from those challenges that you use now as an upperclassman heading into this stretch run into the NCAA tournament?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that I've learned coming into this year, just with injuries and everything, is just how you cannot take this game for granted. Any at-bat, any pitch could be your last pitch in the game of baseball, And kind of what I'm dealing with right now is we're getting close to the end of the year, my senior year, so I'm just trying to enjoy every single moment with these guys, my best friends, my brothers. So one of the biggest key takeaways is just really enjoying each and every day and staying in the present so you can have the most fun with everybody.
Tate, I want to ask you about a couple of your favorite memories at Vanderbilt so far. When it's all said and done, also, how would you like to be remembered as a Vanderbilt Commodore?
Yeah. Most of the best memories I have are away from the baseball field, Definitely 2019 winning the national championship and being a part of that team. Being a part of last year's team, because I've been around a lot of wins, so that's been really fun for me. But all the things that we've done away from the field with the guys, I'll cherish those moments forever. And I think one thing that I would want to be remembered as is just always being that guy in the locker room with the smile, just trying to pump everybody up.
Tate, one more question about Vanderbilt, then I've got a pretty fun question I'm going to ask you to close this thing out. Obviously, there's been a lot of great names passed through Vanderbilt baseball. David Price is one of those guys that comes up. Talk about those guys and the framework that they laid for y'all to win that 2019 national championship and to lay that groundwork to have future successes at Vanderbilt.
Yeah, it's called just leaving a legacy. All those guys have left a legacy. They pass that torch to the next group of guys, but they show that next group of guys how to go about it with their own routines, their own habits, and how they go about their business. Coming in my freshman year in 2019, that senior class, that upperclassmen group, they showed us. They didn't just tell us how to do it. They showed us how to do it with just their routines and habits, like I mentioned. And that's how you lay the foundation for the next group of guys to come in and just carry on and pass that torch.
Tate, last question I had for you. Obviously, you started your career at Leawood East Baptist Church, playing under the legendary. He would talk about some of those memories. I was actually, before you even answer that, I was talking with your guy Alex Salas last night.
Yes.
I posted the picture with you that we took last night, and Alex swiped up on my Instagram story. He's like, "Oh my God, go Tate! Like, go Tate!" Man, talk about those memories, man, because those were some fun teams at Leawood.
Yes, I mean, I think that's where the fun that I have now with sports, just in general, I think that's where it was embedded in with those years. I cannot. Just the amount of fun that was had, and just going with that group all the way throughout high school. I mean, we had so many memories with each other through middle school, through everything. It was the most fun I've ever had. There's no worries. You're just out there with your friends playing.
Tate, speaking of Alex and Russ and those guys, you and Alex, man, you had a pretty fun combination. Like he was the big boy, and you were the guy to come in there and clean up his mess. Talk about some of those times that Alex probably got you in trouble a little bit.
He never really got me in trouble. We did bounce off each other pretty well, though. We were both really talkative people, like to have fun, so we'd bounce off each other pretty well.
Tate, man, I really appreciate you coming on, and good luck tomorrow against Tennessee.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.